like to push is that all Germans are bad, okay? We like to really push World War II and how evil the Nazis are and push that part of the regime. And, don't get me wrong, I don't disagree. However, there's a lot of German heroes from World War II. A lot of German heroes. Some very high-ranking officials in Germany in World War II gave up their lives to try to assassinate Hitler. 1941, 1942, 1943. There were sports stars. Much like you guys point out how sports stars are being killed in some Muslim nations for speaking up. For saying, hey, these people are people too. Well, the same thing happened in Germany in World War II. There was multiple women. With the most famous one, I believe her name was Hannah Reich. And I'm going to look that up because I don't want to get her name wrong. It's pretty important. Now we've got a lot of high-ranking Nazi officials. Were they really Nazis? No, they were forced into Nazi ideology, which is different. We know about one, sorry, I'm belching, assassination attempt because, well, we had Tom Cruise play the part, didn't we? Played the part of the hero. In the Nazi uniform. Now, did these people really exist? Oh my God, yes they did. Yes. I don't like the Hollywood versions. I like the historical references. But, yeah, those things did happen. Screw it. Right there, that'll fit. Alright, so, we've got a lot of stories of Germans who helped people get out of the Warsaw Ghetto. We've got a lot of stories about German soldiers rescuing Russian soldiers. Or, of course, rescuing people in Belgium. See, there was a lot of people who did not agree with Adolf Hitler, did not agree with the Nazi Third Reich bullshit. But they were forced to don a uniform anyway. And as you guys have seen, speaking up is probably not a good idea. I speak up here and stand up to these Nazis, and you see how well it works. It doesn't. We're also not an occupied nation. We don't have Russian soldiers in our country forcing our will. We don't have German soldiers in our country forcing our will. We've got a big-ass ocean in between them and us. I want to encourage you to look up some of the heroes from Germany who gave up their lives for the lives of others. People who believed that even though they weren't Jewish, that Jewish people deserved a right to life. I'm not going to try telling y'all that the Nazis were good guys, because they fucking weren't. But also, I see the cowards today and how little fortitude they have for standing up to these people. If you can't stand up to this shit, we better hope we don't end up occupied. If you can't stand up to what is happening now, it's going to continue getting worse. And if it continues to get worse, well, people aren't going to be talking in 50 years about what a great regime America was. They're going to be talking about our Hunter Rice. Now, the reason that I started this is because there was 4 Germans that really stick out in my mind. And all 4 of their stories were in one of those animated history things. And one of these guys that they're talking about, he's the one from that movie, The Eagle Has Landed, the guy who Tom Cruise plays the part. That was not the first time he attempted to assassinate Hitler. Then we've got the guy who was he was part of the murder squads. Imagine that. You wouldn't think of that guy as a hero, would you? The guy put blanks in his gun. If he'd gotten busted, that would have been bad. That guy, after the war, his diary was supposed to be some sort of important national treasure, because this guy was, well, he was really bad, you know. But the guy did help a lot of women and children get away. He was known for telling people to be quiet and then pulling the trigger. But because he was firing blanks, it didn't kill them. Then there's that guy, the one from the Eagle's Nest or whatever it's called, the Eagle Has Landed or whatever. Those are 2 different movies. One of them's got James Caan in it, and the other one's got Tom Cruise in it. One of them's a British movie, and one of them's an American movie, but they got similar names. A lot of times, even today, we like to push Nazi Germany, and try to push as if all Germans are Nazis, even this much later. You know, Germany and Japan were at war in World War I. Japan was on our side. It only took a little over 20 years, not even that, for the Japanese people to ally themselves with Germany. We sort of allied ourselves with Germany. We occupied them, and then we told them what they were going to do. When it comes to a lot of the stories, we don't share the most important ones. We want to talk about the bad people a lot. We want to talk about Adolf Hitler a lot. We want to talk about slave owners a lot. And as a result, there's a lot of white Americans being treated like all white people are bad. They never learn about John Smith or his sacrifice or how that man and his audacity combined with Abraham Lincoln and his anti-slavery slogans and campaigns when we talk about the American Revolutionary War and the Civil War, we've got heroes from both the North and the South, don't we? Are those heroes from the South our heroes? No, they're only Southern heroes. Most of us Northerners, we're not going to fall for the bullshit. There's only one state's right that was fought over. The right to own human beings, which is something I am against. Those who think the South will rise again, they don't have the population size. They also, for certainly, do not outpace the rest of the nation in shipbuilding. They do not outpace the rest of the nation in production. They don't outpace us in anything. Then again, in the Civil War, they didn't outpace us either, did they? But we're also taught in history books, we talk about the battles. We push the battles real heavy, but not the politics, which is the opposite of what we do about World War II. We want to push the politics. We want to ignore a lot of the heroes. We want to ignore a lot of the people that helped Jews get out of the ghettos. The Brandenburg Forest and the Hürtgen Forest both had Jewish resistance cells that were only there because Nazi officials, that's right, people within the Nazi party, joined the Nazi party so they could free Jews. I encourage you to type in the keywords college athlete killed in Germany in World War II. She was wholeheartedly willing to die for her beliefs. And she did die for her beliefs. A lot of people did. What happened with Erwin Rommel? He shot himself in the head after being implicated in a plot against Adolf Hitler. I gotta make some room because everything is fighting. I do not encourage Nazi ideology, but I do encourage Americans to fight back against their government. I do encourage good Americans to stop listening to this Nazi ideology and running with it without listening to the victims. The homeless are the new Jews. That's not true either, because Adolf Hitler didn't start off going after the Jews. He started off going after the homeless and the disabled, like Americans do. Like Americans do.